Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're back doing another Dominaria Intermediate Swiss Draft League. I just wanted to warn you in advance, the videos are going to be slowing down for a few weeks. I'm right in the middle of a summer course, summer college course, and it's going to be pretty intense. It's a 24-week course condensed into 6 weeks, and it's starting to get pretty crazy, so I'm going to have to slow down until the course is over. But I think there's only about 3 weeks left of it. So I just wanted to let you know in advance. I apologize because I'm usually pretty consistent about putting out videos, but it's going to slow down. Alright, let's take Aerial. Unfortunately, this pack has a bunch of reasons to go into both white and black, because we've got Eviscerate, Gideon's Approach, Vicious Offering, and Memorial to Glory even. But I'm not going to pass an Aerial because it's so good. But you can splash for Aerial too, no problem. So here we have On Sarah's Wings, which I've talked about I'm not a huge fan of because I think auras aren't particularly good in this format, but we could take it. There's also Call the Cavalry, and nothing else too nuts, but we can take On Sarah's Wings. It's probably fine to take here. Probably the best card in this pack, right next to Call the Cavalry, which is very good with Aerial, but Aerial doesn't need help to be good. Okay, pick number 3. The best card is probably Llanowar Elves. There's also Tempest Djinn, which is a little bit color intensive. Spore Crown Thallid, which is good. Nothing in white and black I'm particularly excited about. Adamant Will's pretty good. I'm going to take the Llanowar Elves. Okay, now we have Pegasus Courser, Halar, Syncopate. Could just be a Courser. It's a good card. Let's get right over top. Not much else to say about it. It's good. We'll take it. Really good with Aerial. Okay, now we have Aven Sentry with Flies, Fire Fist Adept, which is pretty good. Paladin's a Knight. We have a Mammoth Spider. I probably like the Sentry just because it flies. I do like Mammoth Spider a lot too, but I think I'm going to take the Sentry. We'll get a flyer. Here, pretty underwhelming all around. There's a Short Sword, a Snapper. Snapper is pretty slick with On Sarah's Wings. Maybe we just take it. There's an Ancient Animus as well, which is good with On Sarah's Wings and Aerial, but Snapper with On Sarah's Wings does seem pretty appealing. It's probably the best card in here. Ancient Animus is fine too. We'll take the Snapper. Okay, so now we have Charge, Dub, Sentinel, Disciple. Disciple would be another flyer. I actually like Charge. Probably okay taking it here. We're a little bit combat trick removal light, so maybe we can change that. Well, Howling Golem rather, is a card I've been kind of getting wrecked by recently, surprisingly. I was kind of shocked how well it was doing against me, mostly because it shouldn't give advantage. That's what's so weird about it. Why would it give you more advantage than your opponent? You both draw, but I've had it played against me multiple times, and I've been pretty impressed. Maybe we give it a try. There wasn't Invoke the Divine, but that's okay. I like Assistant. There's Arcane Flight too, which is another card that'll be good with the Snapper. Maybe we just take this instead. Assistant already flies, and I guess we have a few cards that are good with it. I personally like Assistant most of the time. Maybe we do take Assistant. I do like Assistant. I like that it flies. The scry is relevant. I've found it to be pretty good. Could take the Opt. Seems fine. Here's a bunch of underwhelming stuff. Guess we could take the Abomination. Don't need any of this, so we'll pass it all. Could take the Protector maybe. Pass the Warlord's Fury. Alright. We've got an idea of the direction we want to go, and we may not be able to splash Aerial. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how things go. Weatherlight is actually the first time I've gotten it. Well, it is a mythic, so I guess that makes sense. So we'll take Weatherlight. There's Tetsuko in here too, which is good. Skittering Surveyor, which would help a lot with the aerial plan. Dauntless Bodyguard, which is aggressive, which I like, but we'll take Weatherlight. Definitely, it's the only vehicle in the set. It's got pretty tremendous upside, so we'll take it. So perhaps like a blue-white skies style deck is what we're going for. We could do that. What? Aerial number 2? I'm going to, because it's so good. We're going to make this work. I'll figure out a way. I'll do what has to be done to make aerial work here. Okay, here we've got Dub, which I guess does make knights. Journey Mage, which I like. Sergeant at Arms, which is good. Deep Freeze. It does feel like blue is a direction that we can make work here. I may like Journey Mage more than Deep Freeze, but probably not for this deck. We're just not gonna... I mean, paying 5 for it is fine too, but Deep Freeze is actually pretty good. We have enough evasion where that might be the wisest. Or we can just take the Sergeant at Arms and try and make... Because Aerial is much more powerful than the 3 blue cards we have. That's probably the wisest idea. It doesn't strike me that we want to... We don't have a ton of incentive to play 3 color. Well, Arvad, welcome, my friend. Okay, let's just make this. Even though I don't think black-white is necessarily open, I think just based on these 3 cards we have right now, this is probably the best deck, the deck worth pursuing. Plus, Onsar's Wings with Arvad is pretty sweet, because you put it on another creature, it becomes legendary, which I did forget in another draft, as quite a few people pointed out. Chainer's Torment, or we take the Dub now, or Rat Colony, which is not terribly exciting. I don't like Dub either, but it does have some aerial synergy. Really don't want to play a bunch of auras though, but then again, Chainer's Torment. Don't really. I mean, it's kind of cool with Onsar's Wings. It is actually pretty cool. And it's, I guess, historic. Dub does seem pretty cool with 2 aerials. I guess we'll take Dub. Could have done the Rat Colony, I suppose. So there's Candle, there's Aven Sentry. Sentry flies, another 4-drop though. Invoke gives us some main deck removal for artifacts and enchantments, which isn't bad. We may want some more flyers though. Or Blood Tallow Candle because we have basically 0 removal. Maybe we need the Candle. I really don't like Candle too much outside of ramp. It's another thing to find with Weather Light though, which is pretty true. Even Sentry single-handedly crews Weatherlight though, which is kind of nice too. I think we're gonna go with Flyer. I think we're gonna go Flyer. All right, Knight of Nubenalia. Typically, I'm never excited about this card, but I like it in this deck. We've got some hard incentive to get knights now. Excavation Elephant, Navigator's Compass. None of these are terribly exciting. I guess we'll take the elephant, maybe. We do actually have artifacts we want to bring back. Okay, Bodyguard's a great pickup, so maybe we can make this knight thing work, huh? I think we can. So we take Divest. Another, I don't think we want to play Compass. I don't really want to play Divest. Could take Demonic Vigor. I don't really like this card either. I think we've capped out on the amount of auras I want to play. I guess we'll take Divest. Alright, we'll take the Paladin. It is a knight after all. And we do actually have quite a bit of historic at this point. 6 as a matter of fact, not bad. So we've probably reached our limit on 4 drops as well. So basically just trying to lower that curve. Guess we'll take the Rat probably over the Evangel. We're looking a little more beat down, so maybe if we end up just getting a bunch of Rats randomly because no one likes this card, it could be okay. Neither are Knights, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, there you go. Rat number 2. Well, Blessing might be good enough for this deck because we have a few legendary creatures. Self-Replicator, cool card. Not sure it's what I want. Board the Weatherlight, can find our rares actually. Not bad. How much do we have for Self-Replicator, I guess? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get it back with the elephant. Maybe we just take the Howling Golem, the second one. There's another Sentry, but like I said, we've got so many 4 drops already. We could just take the Self-Replicator. It's kind of a cool card. It's just a little bit slow to get going, but if you can get it going, it's pretty sweet. There's no knight in here anyway, so it doesn't matter too much on that front. But we do have Sarah Disciple too, a flyer. Cheap flyer. I mean, we do want to lower this curve. We're looking, this is probably one of the more aggressive builds I've had, so maybe we do take the Disciple. I think Gaven Sentry's better, but let's lower the curve here, huh? Geez, lower the curve and then we get this pack. Just nothing. I don't think I've seen so little of anything before. Just nothing. Straight nothing for us. I don't want this. I don't want any of this. I think I'm just going to take this and take 50 cents. There was just 0 in that pack. So we can take Disciple number 2 or a 3rd Rat Colony. We probably wheel the Rat Colony anyway. Disciple at least flies, so let's take this. Maybe we'll wheel the Construct at least. Is Narhu Miha worth anything? Probably not, right? 76 cents. Nope. Alright, let's take Disciple. Get some more evasion. Charge number 2. Okay. We'll take it. Dump the Divest, probably. Alright. So there's Evra, which is a cool card, but I think we're in the market for this Knight of New Benalia. Double Aerial, we want to really, at that point, capitalize on these Knights. Plus, it's a good aggressive card, so seems like something we're going to want. Maybe dump like a Feral Abomination. If we can get this down to a 16 land deck, that would be a first in this format for me, I think. Maybe one other deck, I can't quite remember. I think the real issue we've got going is, you know, 0 pieces of removal. I don't think I've ever... I guess Ariel's removal. So our removal is our Legends. The Ruinous Blast? No, we need the Knights. I'm glad we're picking up the Knights. Better late than never. We may not have enough incentive to go 16 lands either. But I mean, I don't want to run the elephant. The elephant in the room is that I don't want to run the elephant. Adamant Will is pretty good. Could take another rat colony as well, but I'd say we've already got, I mean, Adamant Will is actually good, and our deck is severely I mean, we want to save our, yeah, I think it just makes sense for us. We have enough creatures. Rat colony is so mediocre anyway. All right. Could take the Evangel. I guess we do. There's also a Shield of the Realm, which we could consider. Probably not. I don't really want the Evangel either, though. I'm not going to play it. All right, we'll take the Shield. I don't think it's making the deck, though. So we got the Howling Golem back. There's a Board the Weatherlight we could take now, too. You can find some things. I guess we'll take the Golem. Been meaning to try this card out and see if I like it. It's got synergy with our Disciples, too. And Weatherlight. It kind of makes sense for us. I think I'll just hack a Mammoth Spider. And I know it's... You might be thinking, why are you hacking that? It's a pod. Actually, I'm going to take the foil land. But usually you end up playing the people in your pod. So Tragic Poet actually reasonable in here with On Sarah's Wings and Dub. I don't know reasonable enough to make the deck, but it's possible. If only it was a knight. None of these matter. We may be a 16 land deck. I don't quite know. It's probably not worth it with double Howling Golem. So probably don't want to cut any of these spells. I don't even like Blessing, but we can afford to cut some creatures pretty easily here. And keep all of these, yeah. We can maybe just cut the colonies. They're pretty, like I said, mediocre anyway. Ended up with a fair amount of knights, actually. Eight knights. 9 if you count Dub. So, not the worst. Pretty reasonable deck, I suppose. We'll see. It's one of the more aggressive ones I've built. So yeah, do I try and get away with 16 lands? Or, like I said, do I want to just do 17 because... I could cut the Blessing of Bells and Lock. It's a pretty unexciting card. But I'm running Tragic Poet wide just so I can get On Sarah's Wings back. That's a pretty good reason, actually. And Dub. We top out at 5. We can probably get away with 16 lands, probably. Our curve is not bad. But we do have a lot of 4-drops. And like I said, the Howling Golems let us net some more cards. I think the real issue we've got is 0 pieces of removal. That's going to be a big problem. We have some evasion, 2 Disciples, a Courser, double Sentry, On Sarah's Wings, Weatherlight. So that does help. But Aerial's pretty much only for removal is a problem. Could cut the Blessing, go to 17 lands. Might be our best idea just so we don't get mana screwed. I'm worried because most of our deck is at 4 mana. I mean, I don't want to get flooded. I don't. But Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to cut the blessing and go 17 lands. So kind of as expected from pack 1, black was getting cut hard. But I think the black cards we have are very good. So when you turn this into a creature, it's legendary, right? It's a legendary creature. Yeah, it is. So it's good with Arvad. But even with that, we only have basically, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 other cards that work with Arvad. That's probably fine, actually. Arvad's good on its own, too. All right. I mean, I guess this is the deck. For better or for worse. I think not having any removal is going to cost us in the end, besides the aerials. But this is what we've got. We're going to have to try and fly over top and win via some combat tricks, I suppose. All right. Well, that is it. So I definitely don't want to do that. We probably do like 10-7 maybe. Actually, we do 11-6, I would say. Yeah, because a lot of our black is at 4 mana. It starts at 4, but we want to make sure we have it at least. All right. Yep, this is the deck. Here you have it. So run it like this. We'll see you round 1.